Hello soulmates, welcome to today's tutorial. In today's class is going to be about this beautiful outfit you're seeing here. I'm going to be showing you how to draft it on your pattern paper, cut on your fabric and sew from start to finish. It's an easy tutorial, it's a quick one, it's interesting, it's something anyone can do. So if you're interested in knowing how to make this beautiful outfit I'm putting on here, stay with me and don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. So this is the fabric we are working with, and I'll be drafting the upper bodice on this pattern paper. The first thing you're going to do is to rule a start line. A start line, it could be 1 inch or ½ inch, but here I am making use of ½ an inch. So you just rule ½ an inch here, which is serving as your start line, or better still you call it your shoulder line. All the measurements will be starting from there. So I'll go ahead to place all my horizontal measurements. This is my bust point of 11, my under bust of 14, my half length of 16 plus ½ an inch for joining the lower body. So I'll repeat the same process here. 11 for under bust, 11 for bust point, 14 for under bust, 16.5 for half length. After which I will connect all the points like so. Then I will go ahead to label it for clarity. This is SH. Okay, let me write it in full. Shoulder line. This is our bust point. I'll use BP for bust point. Okay, let me just write it in the middle here. Bust point. This is our under bust, and of course our half length, which you can equally call your waist. So the next thing I'm placing over here is my shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder divided by 2 plus ½ an inch joining allowance. Then I'll place my neck standard of 3 inches. I will not work this with these 3 inches at the end of the day, but watch. Then I'll come to the shoulder and come down by 1 inch. This is for my shoulder sloping. Remember, shoulder sloping for adults and kids are different. Equally, shoulder sloping for men are equally different from that of women. The next I'm going to add is my ½ inch joining allowance. This is the allowance I'm going to use to join the front to the back, and it is ½ an inch I'm joining over here. Okay, I don't like forgetting it. Like, I like doing it immediately so I don't forget it. You can as well join it on your fabric when cutting on the fabric, but I like joining mine here on my pattern paper. So from this line, the main shoulder line, the 1 inch, I will place my armhole depth. I will place my armhole depth. Then measure what I have on my shoulder, go over there at my armhole depth, place same measurements and make a mark. Then I'm going to connect all the points like so. Watch carefully. If you're having problem with armhole bulginess, this is the best way to do it. What am I placing here? The armhole depth as well. I want my line to be straight. Then I will connect the point like so. Watch carefully. This is the perfect and the most accurate way to draft your armhole. I will label it. You can call it your chest line or you call it your armhole line. Please pay close attention over here. So now I'm going to be placing my horizontal measurements. My bust circumference divided by 4. I'll add ½ an inch for ease. I'll place my waist divided by 4, add ½ an inch for ease, and I will connect the points like so. Remember, it's a Caribbean dress. It doesn't have to be too tight on you. It depends on how you want it actually. So coming over to my armhole depth, I'll measure everything I have. It is 8. I will divide it by 2 like so to get the midpoint. This is my midpoint. Then at the midpoint, I will come in by 0.5. There are some cases where you go in by 0.25. Okay, So, but now I'm going in by 0.5. Take notes. I'll use my straight rule to connect like this. Watch this. For those of you having problem with armholes, you keep sending me messages. This is how it's done. Get your armhole curve and then connect it from that ½ inch you went in all the way to the chest line, like so. In this way, you're having a perfect curve for your armhole, and that won't be any form of bulginess. Okay, the next we are placing is our bust span. Nipple to nipple, some people call it, you place bust span divided by 2 plus ½ an inch sewing allowance. What I'm placing over there is 4.5. My bust span is 8. Divided by 2 is 4 plus ½ inch for joining. Watch, then I'll open up the dart leg at the waist at the half length. I'll go out by ½ an inch on both sides. Then on the bust point, I will come down by 1 inch. You can come down by 1 or 1.5. Then you connect the dart legs from the waist to that point, to that 1 inch you came down from your bust point. I believe it's clear. This is just a waist dart. I'm just going to work with the waist dart for this front. Then I'll measure what I have there, 1 inch, and I will replace it to the waist. You must always replace your darts. Failure to do so, the outfit won't be fitting. It will be too tight. Your measurements will be altered. It will be shorter than normal, and it won't fit. So always replace your darts. So this is my new line. I'll clean off this other line to avoid confusion, so nobody don't get confused. I'll clean it up. Please, if you have a question, ask on the comment section. I'm actually expecting your question. Ask your questions. So I've cleaned it up. Okay, so the next thing I'll be placing is my seam allowance. Your seam allowance depends on you. You can use 1 inch, you can use 1.5, you can use 2 inches. Here I'm making use of 1.5 inches. You can use ½ an inch, but ½ an inch is not advisable because when you serge, when you weaving will take like ½ an inch. So it's not the best. Okay, so I placed 1.5 over there, and this is it for our upper body. Now the neck. I want to work with a neck depth of the neck width of, let me say, okay, 4 inches, no, 3.5. I'm working with a neck width of 3.5 by 3.5. Watch accurately how to get a perfect round neckline. I'm placing the 3.5 on every point. 3.5 every point. I want the round neckline to be 100% perfect. Then I'll connect the points. I'll connect all the points like so. Watch this closely. This is about neckline. Perfect round neckline. Then from that angle 90 over there, I'll come up by 1 inch. Watch what I'm doing. I came up by 1 inch. I'm going to connect from this point to the 1 inch, then this point. Using my curve, if you don't have a curve rule, make use of your straight, your free hand. But be careful to make sure it's even. The connection is even. So this is how to get a perfect round neckline. Perfect round neckline. So we are done with the fronts. We are done with the front for now. We are going to draft the back bodice. We are going to draft the back. So let me adjust my pattern paper. This is the front. Let me adjust the pattern paper so we can draft the back. I told you it's going to be a quick one. It's easy. Follow all the steps Follow all the steps like I'm showing you, and you're going to be marveled at the outcome. Whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, an advanced, any level you are in the fashion industry, make use of this method. You will love the outcome. Just watch, don't skip the video. If you're confused, ask question on the comment section. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Just pause and give the video a thumbs up. It won't cost you anything. Make sure you're subscribed. Subscription is 100% free. And don't skip. Try to watch to the end. So I will extend that my start line. Okay, let me create a room on where to work with. Let me just create a block there to that is where the back drafting is going to be. That is where the back drafting is going to be inside this block I'm trying to create now. Okay, remember, it's not going to have a zipper at the back. It will be having a button, just one single button at the back, and I'm going to show you how to go about it. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we are placing here is our shoulder. I'll measure the shoulder I have in the front, 8.5. That is shoulder divided by 2 plus half an inch for joining. Next I'm placing is my half length. Please take note, the half length for the back is 14.5. The front is 16.5. The back is 2 inches shorter. So what I'm placing now is my half length of 14.5 for the back. The back is 2 inches shorter than the front. Then I would connect the points. You'll be wondering, how are we going to align the side when the front is longer than the back? Don't worry, we are going to take care of that. Are you seeing the line? That is the back half length and it's shorter. So I'll place my neck standard of 3 inches by 8 like I've done. Then I'll come to the shoulder, come down by 1 inch the way I did for the front, connect it back to my neck width, connect it to my neck width of 3 inches. Remember, placing my half inch for shoulder joining, for joining the back to the front. This is the half an inch. Okay, so from the 1 inch I came down, I'm going to place my armhole depth of 8 inches. I'll measure it here too to make sure I'm having a straight line. Then I will connect the points like so. Are you seeing what I'm having? Then I'll place that 8.5 inches of my shoulder in that same line to make sure my connection is straight. Please do it this way. Don't complain your armhole is bulging or folding. It will fold if you don't do it right. So I'll get the midpoint of the armhole, which is 4. That is the midpoint over there. Watch what I will do. I'll place my curve from the midpoint and connect. Note the difference between the front and the back armhole. There is no armhole trimming at the back because there is no bust at the back. Are we together? Okay, so we are going to place our bust circumference divided by 4 plus half an inch for ease over here. Then place our waist circumference divided by 2 by 4 plus half an inch over there. Then connect the 2 points like so. Okay, this is what we are having. The next we are placing is our dart. We'll contour our waist. So I'll place my nipple, my bust span divided by 2, which is 4 plus half an inch. 4.5. I'll roll it up over there. I'll open up the dart leg at the waist. Go out by half inch that side. Go out by half inch over this way. Then I'll connect it upwards like so. I'll connect it like so as well. Then I would replace my darts. The 1 inch I took, I'll place it here and make a point at 1 inch. That is exactly 1 inch. Make a point. Then I'll connect it back to the chest line. Are you seeing what I'm having? Okay. So this is what we'll have for the back. I'll equally clean up this line to avoid confusion. Then I'll place my allowance, my seam allowance, my sewing allowance. Remember, we are working with 1.5. We used 1.5 in the front, so we'll use 1.5 here as well. Then I'll connect the 2 points. Okay, so this is what we have now. Hope it's clear. If you're confused, ask your question. The next we are working on is our neck depth. Our neck, we will make use of a neck width of 3.5, just the way it is in the front. But my neck depth is going to be 1 inch deep. You can make use of 1.5, but I'm making use of 1 inch over here. Then I'll bring my curve rule and connect the points. Please watch closely. Make sure your curve rule is touching all the points. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera. Then I'll connect like so. So this is our back neckline. Remember I said it won't have a zipper, so for the it will have a slit at the back. From the neck depth, I'll come down by either 3.5 or 4, depending on the head size, how big the head is. Just make sure the space you have, the head can easily pass through. Don't worry, I will show you what I mean when cutting out on the fabric. Now let's align the back and the front. Remember I told you the back is 2 inches shorter. So what we are going to do is to introduce a bust dart. We are going to introduce a bust dart to eliminate the length, the longer part of the front by this side. This is having effect only on the side. Watch what I'm doing there. Okay, I came down from the bust point by 2 inches and I will connect it. That 2 inches I came down with at the side, I will connect it straight to the bust point. So that's our bust span line. The 8 divided by what? 2 plus half an inch. Are you seeing what I have? So this part now will be eliminated. We are going to cut this part out. So when you eliminate these 2 inches, the sides of the front and the back will now align. What do I mean? Let me measure here and tell you. What I have there is 5.5. I'll measure what I have from there to here. Then I'll leave that 2 inches. Place the remaining thing and they are equal. Don't worry, you will understand. But let's cut. I'll show you what you're going to do when you get there. Carefully. Perfect round neck. Watch where I'm cutting on the shoulder. I'm not cutting on the main shoulder line. I'm cutting at that ½ inch I came up with for my shoulder allowance. Watch closely what I'm going to do. For you to close a dart, you need to open another dart. So I'm going to cut open this waist darts. Are you seeing what I did? Then I'll proceed with cutting of my side. I'm trying, this is the main part you have to pay attention to. I'm trying to close up this bust dart. So I opened it up. Can you see? I'll lift it like so and cover up that shaded part. I'm going to mask it using my masking tape. Carefully, I'll mask it. I need more. Let me get, okay. Watch what I'm doing. You must cover the whole bust dart. That's all of the shaded parts. I'm covering it up entirely. Done. Then I'm going to align, the line I have there is no longer corresponding. So you, sorry, excuse me, you use your rule and align it. I'm going to sellotape that part. I cut it through before. Then I'll continue with my cutting process. I'll continue with my cutting process. Watch closely. In this way, I have closed up that 2 inches longer by the side. With this, the front and the back side is going to align. Don't worry, I'll show you what I mean. So we'll keep cutting, cutting, and here we'll have our front. Here we have our front. I'm going to be closing up that one later on the fabric. Let me set it aside, and a quick one, let's cut the back. We are done cutting the back now. So this is what we have for our back and our front. Can you see that? Now see the side. Can you see the side is now equal? The back and the front side is now equal. The back front is only longer in the midpoints now. So this is our front, and I'm going to cut here on fold. I'm going to cut there on fold, and this is our back. And I'm equally going to cut here on fold. There is no zipper. I'm cutting there on fold. I'll show you. No rushing, no rushing. So this is our fabric. I'm going to fold into two. We are going to be fast. Fold into two. Bring our pattern and place on it. Remember I said one side is on fold. The side facing me is on fold. You place your pattern. This is our front block. You place your pattern. Make sure everything is inside the fabric. Secure it. You can use a heavy object to place on it. You can use your push pin to secure it. Then you cut. Like I said earlier, it will be having a button at the back. So watch what I'm going to do now. I'm going to come down from there. I told you can do 3 inches, 3.5, 4 or more, depending on how big your client's head is. Just make sure it's wide enough for the head to pass through. Let me flip it this way so you see what I'm gonna do. So I will slash open to that mark of 3.5 that I made. Hope we saw that. Let me show you. Let me open it up so we can see. You understand, right? Before I do that, I'll make a mark. I'll notch the dart legs. I didn't cut it open. I'm just going to hold the dart. I'll notch the 3 points. So this is it after notching. Hope you can see it. So this is it after notching. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open. Can you see the slits? This is the slit at the back, and it's going to be having one big button over there. Don't worry, I'll show you. We are going to sew together and you'll see everything. So this is our front. So this is our front, and I'm going to hold the darts using half of an inch. I will hold the darts using half of an inch. Let's proceed. So let's work on the down part now. For the down part, I will have to make a little sketch. Let's make a little sketch to illustrate something. Just watch closely. This is going to make it very much easier for you to understand. Just a rough and a quick sketch. So the part I'm drafting now, I'm sketching here now, is the upper part. This will be our upper part. Let me highlight the armhole so you can see. So this is going to be our dart after joining. Now for the down part is going to come in layers, and this will be our first layer. This would be the second layer, and it's going to have ruffles here and here. Okay, so watch. Let me now make you understand. My waist circumference is, the waist circumference we are working with is 38. I'm going to say 38 times 1.5. That will give me 57. Okay, so for here I'm going to cut a material that is 57 inch long. Then for the second part, I'm going to say 57 times 1.5, and that will give me 102.6. So I'm going to cut a material that is 102.6 inches long. I don't know if you understand. The full length I'm working with from the shoulder to the half length is 16. From shoulder to half length is 16. From shoulder to half length is 16. Then shoulder to full length is 40. My full length is 40. So I'm going to say 40 minus 16. 40 minus 16 is giving me 24. 40 minus 16 is giving me 24. So from the half length here to the hem is going to be 24, everything. So I'll have to share the 24 in between the two layers. So what I want to do is the first layer will be 10, from waist to the first layer by length 10. So I'll add 1 inch. That 1 inch is to join it to the waist and join it to the other part. This one will be 14. I need 1.5 for the hem, and I need half inch to join the other parts, which is making it a total of 16. I believe we understand what I did here. You can pause and go back to understand. For the length of 57, I'll cut 11 inches. For the one that will come, that will be 102.6 inches long, the length will be 16 inches. I believe we understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going to fold my fabric into two like this. Then a length of my first length, this one is 11 inch long. Then this way, the length will be 57. I believe we understand. Don't worry, let me cut that on my fabric. That is what I did here. I've gone ahead to cut it out. For the first one that is 11 inch long, I've cut it. It is 57 inches. Then for the second one that is 16, this way, it came in a length of 102.6 this way. 16 by 102.6, and this other small one is 11 by 57. I believe we understand. Let me set that aside. Bring our upper bodice. Now we are going to cut the facing for the front and the back upper body. So what I did is I folded my material into two. The remaining material I have, I folded it into two. Then I brought my material, my front bodice, and I'll place it on top of the folded material below. Can you see? Try to secure it so it won't move around. Then you will cut the neck exactly the way it is on the main bodice. Then cut through to the shoulder like so. Then I can lift my front bodice up. To make a yoke, you can come down by 2.5 or 3. Here I came down by 3 inches. Then you will stylishly curve out your hands like so and cut out. So after cutting, this is what we have for the front yoke. Okay, let me show you. This is how it's going to be. Can you see that? Let's set that aside and get our back bodice to cut out the yoke as well. Fold into 2 like so. Place your back bodice properly on it. Arrange and cut. So we are done cutting the yoke as well, and this is our back yoke. I'm going to still slit open the yoke the way I did for the front, for the main bodice. So this is how we are going to sew it. I'll slit here open as well, but I will not do that now. Let's proceed. Okay, so for the front, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip it good side facing each other, and I'll close up the dart using 1/2 of an inch. Flip this other one like this, close up the dart with 1/2 of an inch. Introduce my yoke. I'm going to place the yoke on the right side and stitch around the neck with 1/2 of an inch. And for the down part, I'm going to, this is the down part, the smaller one. First of all, make a notch at the midpoint. Okay, so I'm going to run a loose stitch. Equally run a loose stitch on this one. You can do a gather stitch if you have a gather footer, but if you don't, run a loose stitch and draw. Let me quickly show you one more thing. Remember I said the back will be having a button. So this is the button I'm going to work with, and it's going to be placed there. So I need to prepare a loop for the button. I forgot to show you. So I'm going to prepare a loop for the button. What I'm going to do here is I'm placing a mark at 1 inch, and I'll cut out this material, just a pieces of material, little piece of material we do. 1 inch wideness. The wideness is 1 inch. I'm going to fold it like so. The edge, one part of the edge, fold the second part, then fold the 2. Let me go again. Let me do it again. Fold this edge like this. Fold this other edge like this. Then I'll clap the 2 of them together and run a stitch on top. Okay, let me use these bigger pieces to show you. I'll fold one edge like this. Fold the second edge like this. Then I will clap the 2 of them together this way and run a stitch like so. So that is what I'm going to do on these little pieces and get back to show you. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew it, and this is what we are having. Now this is how we are going to attach it to our back bodice. It will end up being this way after sewing. So you are going to fold it into 2 like this. Make sure you're folding the space you're leaving is wide enough to pass through the button. There is no particular size it should be. It depends on the size of the button you're working with. So this is how it's going to be. after sewing, after I must have introduced my facing, the facing will pass on top of it like this, and you will not be seeing where it was sewed. I don't know if you understand. So I'm going to do all of these things that I said earlier, bring it back to show you. Okay, so this is our back. This is what we are having for the facing and the main bodies. I'm just trying to make you understand. So we'll sew this way. When we get to that point, I have to cut the loop. Check if it will size the button. When you get the opening that is okay for the button, I'm going to fix it inside the facing, and I'll continue my stitching like so. When I get where the opening finished, I will gently turn my hand, continue sewing, and come this way. I believe you understand. So let me do that. So like I told you, I have gone ahead to sew the front facing. I don't know if you can see it because I used the matching thread. Can you see? I've equally sewn the darts, the two darts. Can you see that? That's the front. For the back, I equally sewed it just the way I told you. Can you see the loop inside? The loop is inside. I equally had the darts for the back. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to notch. We are going to notch and turn it inside out so that the rough side will be facing inside and the good side will come upward. So I'm going to notch right round. So I'll go ahead and notch all the areas and cut out the excesses. So I'm done notching. I'm going to turn it inside out so that I will iron it. So this is the front. This is me trying to turn the front to the good side. Okay, I will not top stitch. I will hold it down with that hemming gum. And for the back, watch closely. I'll put this my finger, the big finger, inside. Then I'll trim out the edge like so. I'll push it this way. You saw what I did, right? Watch again. Put my big finger in there. Push it out this way. So this is how to turn out the back. I'm going to take it to my ironing table and give it a good press. So I've gone ahead to press it. Can you see how it is looking so beautiful? So this is how the back is looking, and the button is going to be kept here, and this is how it will be. Let's proceed. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, can you see I used my hemming gum to hold it down as well. So the next we are going to do is to join the front and the back bodies. I'm going to join it this way and join it this way as well, and I will equally join with 1/2 inch on the shoulder, and this other side 1/2 inch, and get back to you. So this is what we are having. I've joined it on the shoulder and the side seams has been joined. So this is what we have for our upper bodies. Can you see that? So this is our upper bodies. The next we are going to bring and introduce now is the down parts. So I went ahead to run a loose stitch on this upper bodies for the both of them. For this one, and sorry, yeah, that is it. I ran a loose stitch on it, so I'm going to gather it now. I'm going to pull the thread to gather it. So let's do it together. So I've gone ahead to gather it, and this is what we are having all gathered. This is for the second one. Okay, hope you can see that. Let me adjust my camera. So this is it after gathering. Okay, so now we are going to bring our upper bodice. Let me show you how we are going to fix it. We'll have two ways. Is either you notch the midpoint of the upper bodice like so. Okay, we are going to attach it all the way right round. That's the smaller one. This one that is 11 inches longer. Remember we said half an inch. Why we added that plus one is half an inch will be used up here. Then on the down part, half an inch will be used for the longer one. So I've gone ahead to attach this first one. Are you seeing what I'm having? I've gone ahead to attach the first one. Let me turn the good side. This is it on the right side. Can you see that? This is it on the right side. Let me bring it closer. This is the back. Okay. Are you seeing how it is looking? This is the back. And this is the front. Okay, so now let's attach the second one. The second one is going to be attached here. Remember, that is why I added to this longer one, I added extra 2 inches. So look at the opening I have by the side. That is where I'm going to start attaching from. So this is what I'm going to do. Watch me. This is the right side and this is the opening I have there. The opening is at the side. So I'll bring one edge of this, the right side facing right side. I will align it like this. I'll be releasing the gather to make sure it goes round. Then I will sew with half of an inch. I don't know if you understand. I'll be sewing it all the way right round with half of an inch. So I've gone ahead to attach it, and this is what we have. This is what we'll have on the wrong side. Can you see that? This is the wrong side. I still have the side open. I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to close it up like so. So I've gone ahead to close up the side like I said. Okay, let me cut off the excess thread I have there. I equally hemmed the down parts. So let me turn it over to the good side. What we'll have next now is excuse me, fixing of the button and the sleeve. This is the right side. So as you can see, what is left is the sleeve and the button area. So this is the right side. It's looking elegant. So the button here is the next in line and the sleeve. So this is the needle and thread. So I'm going to use this needle and a matching thread to attach my button. I don't think I have to show this video here on how to attach a button here on YouTube. I'll be posting that on my Facebook page, Liv Miller Design Hub. So after which we'll fix our sleeve. Okay. If you don't know how to attach a button with needle and thread, check my YouTube channel and make sure you've given the video a thumbs up, like, share and comment. I have a clear video on this channel on how to make a sleeve. I have like 3 videos on sleeve making, comprehensive. I will attach it on the description button. So this is the outfit looking all beautiful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. I love you all. Bye. God bless you. See you in my next video. Turn on your notification bell.